How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Could be better, I guess, but I'm doing good.
Okay, and what exactly do you mean by you could be better?
This morning was a bit rough. It took me a while to get here, you know, just thinking about my brother, which has been a lot lately, it's just been a bit of a struggle.
Okay. And how has your weekend been?
It was good. I actually went to a family function, I got to spend time with some family. I mean, it was still hard going because he wasn't there, but it was good for the most part.
Okay, that's good. So in the last session, we did talk about how you were going to document some of your feelings and emotions and things of that nature, as well as you reaching out to a family member and just trying to talk to them more about how you're feeling and things that you were going through. So what was the progress with that situation?
I have been writing down my emotions. It's been helping a little just to let them out, somehow. I did talk to a family member. I actually talked to my cousin Mimi this weekend, be right before the event, and she's going through the same thing, but I can't really compare it to her because it was just her cousin. It wasn't like close relative like a brother. So I still feel like no one really understands where I'm coming from, but it helped a little. She gave me some advice, but it is what it is.
Okay, and did you feel like this has kind of helped to alleviate some of the pain and sadness that you were feeling?
It has, because like I said before, it was an outlet. I was able to talk to somebody about what I'm going through, who has maybe just a little sense of what I'm feeling, but it's been fine.
Okay, and one thing I have noticed about you is that one of your strengths is that you are willing to work out any issues that you may have, and you are willing to try new things, and just try to get through your situation. You're not afraid to approach and just explore other options.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to ask, what are some of the coping skills that you have tried to use to cope other than the ones that I have given you?
Well, none really. The only thing that I've been doing is what you gave me to do. And it helped a lot. So I haven't really tried to find any other outlet to help me cope with, but because what you gave me to do is actually helping. So.
Okay. Would you ever consider using another coping method, such as maybe writing poems or listening to music, or maybe just painting or any type of activity?
I'm up for anything. I guess it could work. I could try to listen to music more, and well, I guess it has to be the right songs. But yeah, I'm up for anything.
Okay. So I wanted to try this approach, and basically it's going to be based off of the cognitive theory. And with the cognitive theory, it's basically like taking your way of thinking and your perspective and just trying to restructure it into something more positive and maybe something that you could benefit from in order to get over your current situation. Now, with that being said, let's pretty much talk about the current issue. Like, let's talk about what initially brought you in to me to talk to me about the situation.
Okay. Well, I initially came in because my brother Brian had passed away. It's taken me a while to stop grieving, I guess. He was really close to me. He's like more of a best friend than a brother. So it's been a huge loss. My family, I know they understand where I'm coming from, but they didn't have the same relationship as I had with my brother. So that's another issue, and that's why we don't really communicate the way we used to. And I kind of want to get back to that, but I don't want someone to tell me that I need to get over it.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but and the things that you gave me to do helps, but you know, I want my family to get back to where it was.
Okay, and along with you telling me prior to this session, you having issues with your family, you've also stated that you suffered of lack of concentration. And I know we talked about how your grades went from A's to B's to C's and D's. So since you have been talking to your family and you have been documenting how you've been feeling, so has that helped to raise your grades in any way? Are you seeing any kind of improvement?
I have, because I have an outlet now, so I can concentrate a little bit more in school than I was before. I mean, my grades improved a little. I mean, I'm still getting C's, but I mean, I'm not getting D's and F's anymore. So, my concentration has helped a little. I actually met with one of my professors the other day, and they told me they understand what I'm going through. So, and they'll work with me to push back some assignments that need to be due, and so it's been helpful, and my grades are improving a little, but you know, it's not.
And that's a good thing that you are seeing some improvements with your grades. So it goes to show that this is working and you're on track to getting back to where you need to be. And it's also a good thing, you have a good support system with your professor allowing you to push back the dates that you have in order to catch up and get, you know, to where you need to be. Okay, so with this intervention, it's called the ABC model, and it's a form of restructuring, which I've stated previously. And pretty much A stands for the activating event, B is the client beliefs and your interpretation of the event that occurred, and C is the emotional behavior or the outcome. Do you understand like what I'm saying? Okay. So now the death of your brother would be considered A, the initial event, the activating event. And C would be you feeling sad, suffering from the lack of concentration, and just feeling as though you and your family aren't where you guys used to be, and just having that social detachment. Okay, so what would you say would be B, your thoughts or interpretation of the main event?
I mean, I guess, you know, he died of natural causes, so, I mean, it's not like I believe God took him from earth or whatever, but, he died of natural causes, so, I guess that's what my beliefs are, so, yeah.
Okay, so during you finding out about his death, like what were your current thoughts, what were, you know, how did you feel, what was going through your mind? And it will also help if you were to close your eyes and visualize yourself back in that exact time and moment in order to visualize it.
Well, I can remember that day like the back of my hand. Well, I mean, I was upset because he was no longer here, but more of upset with him because he knew that he had a heart condition and he never told anybody about it. So it's not like I believe that a spiritual being took him and it was their fault. I was mostly upset with him because this is something that could have been avoided. So I was just upset and just, you know, mad at him for not telling anybody.
So I kind of just wanted to see, you know, where your head was at and, you know, pretty much how you felt about the whole situation, and would you be receptive to this form of intervention that I'm using. So this is only the beginning part of the intervention phase. So on our next session, we will continue where we left off, and we will continue to further talk about the situation, and I will also, you know, just try to get you to change your way of thinking, and then also try to think of a more positive outcome and things of that nature. So we will meet, our next session will be October 21st. It will fall on a Monday as usual. And we will further discuss